If you could let people know, obviously, like, because Hopewell mentioned that you were arrested when you were holding a one-woman demonstration to advocate for his release. So obviously, there needs to be emphasis on the time that arrest took place, and also the processes you've had to go through. I think the for people to there's needs for emphasis on the duration that this whole process has taken and what toll it has had on you yourself as an individual, as a Zimbabwean who was demonstrating, peacefully, which is a constitutional right, and how you feel about that. As a writer, surely, do you feel that your rights have been taken away from you? If you could respond to that, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Solani. I did do a one-woman demonstration when Hopewell was arrested the day they invaded his house and took him away. I did do a one-woman demonstration on that day. And following that, I did maybe about two or three more one-woman, I think two more one-woman demonstrations. And then one friend of mine joined me for a two-woman demonstration. And then there was the call for the big national demonstration. I had already started my engagements, my public expressions of my opinion. I had already begun them. And so I was one of the people who was very much in support of that demonstration that was called for the 31st of July in 2020. And I encouraged other people on social media to join and to do so peacefully. And there was a lot of talk at the time about how we can be safe so that we do not demonstrate alone, how we can not violate COVID regulations, that we keep social distance, make sure we wear our masks, and how we can ensure that we are peaceful, that all the messages should be positive about we want better things, not negative messages like down with such and such. We don't want that, but to say we want this. We want Hopewell to be free. So that kind of thing. We want better institutions. So this had been some of the discussion that had gone on pre the date 31st July. And then, of course, I think it was evident that many Zimbabweans were behind the idea and would have wanted to participate in that demonstration. And that is when the call, the command was given that this demonstration was illegal. I do not know exactly when and where that was given, but I heard about it. And so I had to decide whether um, a command that had been issued that had not gone through Parliament, that had not gone through a statutory instrument, was going to stop me exercising my rights as a Zimbabwean to express myself peacefully, even if that expression is in protest of something that is taking place. And I felt that it was my duty to have the courage of my convictions on the one hand, and to also lead by example. How could I ask other people, which I had been doing for a couple of weeks, to go out and demonstrate, if at the last minute I become concerned and intimidated and I do not do it myself? So I arranged to meet a friend at a specific place, and we met at that specific place. It was two of us, and we proceeded down Borrowdale Road. We got to the corner of Borrowdale Road and Whitwell Road, where Borrowdale Primary School is, and there was hardly anybody out that day. Many people had decided to stay at home, although there were some people at Sam Levy's. That was one of the places that we were at. And so we decided to stand at the intersection for a while so that we could express ourselves peacefully there. And that is where certain cars went by. A certain gentleman came out and right close to me and started filming what I had on. and in terms of what I had written on the placards, and made funny comments. Oh, Borrowdale is demonstrating, and I decided I wasn't going to get involved in those kinds of conversations, so I didn't. And then after that person left, we saw a riot vehicle coming down Borrowdale Road from the Hatcliffe direction. And I can remember seeing this out of the corner of my eye and thinking, oh, I hope it's not going to turn right. And of course, it turned right and it picked us up. So that is how I was arrested. I was convinced, my persuasion was that we had been peaceful. uh, we were exercising our constitutional rights to express ourselves even in protest peacefully, and so this should not be um, a case that went very far. And so I was surprised that it went so far as actually being taken first to Borrowdale police station, um, and straight down. In fact, we there wasn't much conversation about what are you doing, etc. We were just ordered straight into the vehicle, so we went straight in. I asked once, kind of wanting to know why we had to go into the vehicle, and after we had been told, and when that was the same phrase was repeated, I decided it's best not to argue. Let's keep the peace here. And so we went to Borrowdale. From Borrowdale, we were taken to Central. And then in the evening, we had been arrested around 11. So in the evening, maybe around 6, we were finally taken downstairs to be taken to the cells. Um, and we had been charged with attending a meeting. So that's two people. By Zimbabwean law, more than one person is a meeting. So that is something very interesting about our law. So any two friends who happen to be walking down the road could potentially be understood to be at a meeting. So then we were fortunate to be given bail the next afternoon, which was Saturday, around 5, between 5 and 6. We were finally given bail, which was very good for us. And then the case dragged on from now the 1st of August. We had several hearings, and it didn't seem to be moving. Meanwhile, I had a fellowship that in Stellenbosch that I wanted to attend, and so I applied for relaxation of bail because we had reporting bail conditions, and the passports had been confiscated. And so when I made that application, the magistrate at that time said the charges were not serious and there was no reason why I should not go to Stellenbosch. We had been appearing um, uh, reliably since the time. And so I went to Stellenbosch for 5 months. When I came back in June 2021, I had thought that the state would have had ample time to do whatever the state needed to do for the case to progress. And that was not the case. One of the reasons cited was COVID, that because of COVID, the courts were closed often and were short staffed, etc. And so this went on until May this year when the trial started. So it's very difficult for me to really assess. If in one ruling a magistrate says the charges are not serious, but then the magistrate changes and then finds that has a different opinion, a different legal opinion on the matter, it becomes difficult for a layperson like myself to really assess what is going on.
No, thank you very much, Cici. Thank you very much for that. I know you said you need to leave. Are you able to take one more question?
Yes, I can take one more question, Hopewell.
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay, Tonio, can you go ahead?
All right. Thank you so much, Hopewell, and also to Tsitsi. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I just a quick one. I think in the interest of media, if I may just confirm, you said that ruling is set down on the 29th of September. Did I get you right?
Yes, yes.
Can you just that's going to be a Thursday. What court is this? In which court exactly are we supposed to? Because I think it's of media interest. We need to come through and cover this set down of your case.
Thank you. I expect it to be in the morning. The time is I'm yet to be advised of the actual time, but it will be in the morning. And I cannot say which court it will be because the case is being heard in the anti-corruption court. And in the anti-corruption court, there is no standing court. The magistrate concerned, the prosecutors concerned, find a court at the time. So one arrives and we wait to be told you'll be in such and such a court when there is a court available.